schedule, less testing being done, and now it looks like the state of Texas, some representatives want to take away your ability to get rid of the conscientious exemption.
The Texas state capitol was enveloped in a cloud of mist, just as the safety and effectiveness of vaccines truly is. In addition to the draconian HB 2006, which will eliminate conscientious exemptions to vaccinations, 4 other bills, SB 547, HB 1593, SB 29, and HB 465, are all about eliminating privacy and broadcasting to the public who has been vaccinated and who hasn't. This will create an anti-vaxxer blacklist.
That's why I came down here, just to remind these people, give them a little civics lesson that they seem to have forgotten. They're talking database, computer list, tracking. Hello, that's not the American way. What they're talking about is the Communist Manifesto here. And I'm not going to put up with it. And this granny is going to speak her mind as much as she can.
And then there's HB 1674, which will require physicians to actually scare you into taking your vaccines even though you've already said you don't want them. These are all examples of the tyranny coming down if you don't get active.
We did go to the office of Representative Jason Villalba out of Dallas. He's a Republican, and he wrote House Bill 2006, which removes the conscientious exemption from the vaccination schedule. So that would not allow you, unless you had a reason, a medical reason or a religious exemption, to opt out of vaccinations, the mandatory vaccination schedule, which is pretty horrendous in the state of Texas. So this would knock that out. He lists in his press release that since 2003, the number of unimmunized students attending Texas public schools has grown from 2,000 to nearly 40,000. To me, that means a lot more parents are waking up to the dangers of forced vaccination, and they either want to delay the scheduling or opt out of some of the shots altogether, some of which aren't even life-threatening, like the rotavirus or the chickenpox virus. He also lists that he consulted physicians, parents, PTAs, immunologists, experts, and his own wife, and that he believes he must act to prevent the kind of outbreaks that we were seeing in California and Illinois. Incidentally enough, the measles outbreak in Disney was traced back to a vaccinated individual. So there we have vaccinated individuals getting the disease and then shedding it out through their own natural processes, getting other people sick. We've seen this happen in other areas. China has a 99% vaccination rate, yet they can't get rid of the measles and whooping cough. Maybe that's because they are spreading the measles and whooping cough with these vaccinations. Nobody knows for sure because the proper tests have not been done on this, because you can't get the vaccination companies, Big Pharma, to do any kind of testing in this regard other than saying the vaccines are safe and effective. So reporting from the Texas State Capitol, this is Rob Dew for INFOWARS Nightly News and PrisonPlanet.tv.
The knowledge of the ancients, tried and true, trusted herbs and extracts fused with the latest nutraceutical science. Introducing the all-new Ancient Defense Herbal Immunity Blend, crafted with over 14 key ancient herbs and extracts to supercharge and prepare your body for what experts admit is the most dangerous season of the year. We have rejected hundreds of other formulations in our quest to bring you what is simply the most powerful and comprehensive proprietary formula that we have ever created in the realm of herbal immunity. For the last 2 years, our team has been working with top doctors, nutritionists, and chemists to develop the ultimate nutraceutical formulation. Experience the benefits of combining over 14 ancient herbs and extracts with exciting new advances in nutraceutical science. For a limited time, get 25% off on this introductory offer. Visit ancientdefense.com or call 888-253-3139. ancientdefense.com. Used since before the days of the Roman Empire to support the body's natural systems and enhance overall health. Introducing the new InfoWarsLife.com oil of oregano formulation, a highly advanced nutraceutical form of this key herb that has been traditionally used by civilizations for thousands of years to promote health. We have now procured the most high quality and potent forms of oregano oil on the market, sourced from top leading manufacturers to ensure a concentrated level of bioactive ingredients, extracted directly from the wild herb and sealed in easy-to-use capsules. You will no longer need to endure the burning of liquid oregano on the tongue. Wild crafted from the Mediterranean oregano species that experts agree is one of the most powerful and most challenging to acquire. This winter season, it's more important than ever to secure this true form of oil of oregano. Now available in our limited first run at InfoWarsLife.com. That's InfoWarsLife.com or call 888-253-3139.
joint meeting will come to order. Members of the committee on the part of the House to escort His Excellency Benjamin Netanyahu into the chamber.
More pomp and circumstance in the nation's capital as Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu launched into a worldwide call to arms against President Obama's deal with Iran, that it frees nuclear activities for at least 10 years.
Iran's regime poses a grave threat not only to Israel, but also to the peace of the entire world. So at a time when many hope that Iran will join the community of nations, Iran is busy gobbling up the nations. Iran's regime is as radical as ever. Its cries of death to America, that same America that it calls the great Satan, as loud as ever. Now, this shouldn't be surprising, because the ideology of Iran's revolutionary regime is deeply rooted in militant Islam. And that's why this regime will always be an enemy of America. The greatest danger facing our world is the marriage of militant Islam with nuclear weapons. To defeat ISIS and let Iran get nuclear weapons would be to win the battle but lose the war. We can't let that happen. Now, I know this is not going to come as a shock to any of you, but Iran not only defies inspectors, it also plays a pretty good game of hide and cheat with them. The UN's nuclear watchdog agency, the IAEA, said again yesterday that Iran still refuses to come clean about its military nuclear program. Iran was also caught twice, not once, twice, operating secret nuclear facilities in Natanz and Qom, facilities that inspectors didn't even know existed. Right now, Iran could be hiding nuclear facilities that we don't know about. Israel's neighbors, Iran's neighbors, know that Iran will become even more aggressive and sponsor even more terrorism when its economy is unshackled and it's been given a clear path to the bomb. And many of these neighbors say they'll respond by racing to get nuclear weapons of their own. So this deal won't change Iran for the better. It will only change the Middle East for the worse. A deal that's supposed to prevent nuclear proliferation would instead spark a nuclear arms race in the most dangerous part of the planet. This deal won't be a farewell to arms. It would be a farewell to arms control. And the Middle East would soon be crisscrossed by nuclear tripwires. A region where small skirmishes can trigger big wars would turn into a nuclear tinderbox. If anyone thinks this deal kicks the can down the road, think again. When we get down that road, we'll face a much more dangerous Iran, a Middle East littered with nuclear bombs, and a countdown to a potential nuclear nightmare. Ladies and gentlemen, I've come here today to tell you we don't have to bet the security of the world on the hope that Iran will change for the better. We don't have to gamble with our future and with our children's future. We can insist that restrictions on Iran's nuclear program not be lifted for as long as Iran continues its aggression in the region and in the world.
Iranian Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif has responded by calling Obama's deal unacceptable and is refusing to accept Obama's excessive and illogical demands. The United States has taken the initiative in the talks with Iran, representing 5 globalist powers: Britain, China, France, Germany, and Russia. As we near the next presidential election in 2016, expect the Iranian nuclear issue to be laterally pitched up the political football field. Once again, the American people are being fed globalist scare tactics that always lead down a dead-end street of failed policy, lies, and elitist posturing while bowing to their corporocratic masters. Remember when Netanyahu testified in 2002 that Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction?
There is no question whatsoever that Saddam is seeking and is working and is advancing towards the development of nuclear weapons. No question whatsoever. And there is no question that once he acquires it, history shifts immediately.
A recent poll conducted by Al Jazeera America and Monmouth University reveals the demographics in our living and breathing culture of fear. 48% disapprove of Barack Obama's job as president. 70% disapprove of the job the U.S. Congress is doing. 59% believe Iran will not abide by any nuclear agreement. 75% think ISIS is a major threat to U.S. national security. 45% expect a somewhat likely terroristic threat in the next few months. And 49% don't believe the U.S. is doing enough to curb these attacks. The minions of the New World Order always call for vigilance in the face of terror, as if it doesn't already exist in the United States. Our vigilance and unrelenting watch should be to avoid their globalist parlor tricks and focus on the few leaders that refuse to relinquish our republic's founding principles.
There may be a false flag incident where some ship goes down and you be used for the excuse to accelerate the next war.
You got a lot of factions in the military-industrial complex want more war. You got a lot of crazies in the Middle East want more war. You got Israel involved with the West, all guilty, like our military said 2 years ago, of arming al-Qaeda to attack Syria. A war crime, killing Christians. I'm very angry with Israel. I'm very angry with our own government. I'm very angry with Turkey. But see, I'm not especially angry with Israel because I'm not a mindless hater.
John Bound for INFOWARS.com.
Another major health threat, this one in Toledo, Ohio, where everybody in the entire city has been told not to drink the water.
Ohio's governor declaring a state of emergency.
Did you know that the average person uses about 80 to 100 gallons of water at home every single day? If there's a water emergency, will you be prepared?
Panicked residents forming long lines throughout the day.
We're here at a supermarket in Toledo. You can see the shelves empty where water once was.
To stay safe and healthy during a crisis, you must have access to safe, clean water. Water which will not be available at your local grocery store.
There's a mad dash on right now to stock up on supplies.
The ProPure Pro 1 G2.0 water filtration system is a must-have for every modern, independently minded household. Protect your family's safety during an emergency. Go to InfoWarsStore.com today to purchase your ProPure Pro 1 G2.0 water filtration system or call 1-888-253-3139.
Introducing Secret 12, the new InfoWars Life vitamin B12 formulation. Most forms of vitamin B12 are highly processed and synthetic and could not be properly absorbed by the body. That's why for real results, so many are having to turn to painful B12 injections, which are known to have higher absorption rates. Now, InfoWarsLife.com is excited to announce that we can bring you our most bioactive, powerful form of B12 that has been developed with our exclusive perfected process. Secret 12 is a binary of nutramedical grade, bioavailable coenzyme forms of B12, methylcobalamin, the same kind used in B12 injections, and adenosylcobalamin. Secret 12 is simply taken by mouth, right on the tongue, and then swallowed. No needles, no injections. Don't take my word for it. Try it for yourself. Discover the secret. Secret 12. Secure your revolutionary Secret 12 formula right now at InfoWarsLife.com or call 888-253-3139.
Hey, great show.
Hey, thanks, bro.
All right, let's get into some talking about natural health and your mission and just expanding upon everything we just talked about.
All right, perfect.
There is zero question that we have entered a new health paradigm. Specifically, I'm talking about Big Pharma selling millions of dollars worth of worthless and harmful drugs, killing us, destroying our health, and laughing all the way to the bank. Meanwhile, individuals like us and